Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shaun of the Dead here. I wanted to shoot out a little video today. I was looking around on YouTube a little bit, and I checked out a couple of things, and I saw a guy on there that I've seen before, and he was talking about, in the previous video I saw, excuse me, I had all-you-can-eat sushi for lunch, so whew, man, sorry. Um, he was talking about, he's a prepper guy. He happens to be a black guy, and he was talking about sticking with your ethnic circle in a world without Raw. Not because he's racist, but because, you know, if they have the same culture and background as you, they're going to be more accepting to bringing you into their fold than somebody that's not. And it makes sense. And I was like, okay, that was interesting. And I just happened to see that he had another one out. It was about scavenging versus survival and the top 10 unestimated forms of trade goods in a raw setting. Because he's just a prepper. He's not a zombie apocalypse dude. He's not Shaun of the Dead. There's only one Shaun of the Dead. I watched it and I was like, okay, it's interesting enough. You know, I get the gist of it. I didn't agree with most of it. No offense. Now the ethnic thing, I do agree with that as far as in any raw situation. You know, you're probably going to find people that are more likely to group up with people that have very similar backgrounds to themselves and the very same culture, because they know what to expect from that person and how they react to things. The people that they're around are probably going to react very similarly. And not in every case, but that's what people expect. Me personally, I'm colorblind when it comes to that. You know, I mean, one of my best buddies, he's from the Dominican Republic. You know, and so what? You know, and it's like I'm colorblind when it comes to things like that. And if somebody tries to hurt one of my friends in my group, I don't care if they're black, white, Asian, Latino, it doesn't matter. You know, they try to hurt them, then you're trying to hurt a member of my family. So now I'm going to hurt you. You know, I don't care if it's a black guy you're trying to hurt and you're white and you think that that's going to buy you some grace with me. The only thing that's going to buy you is a bullet. You know, and not one I'm going to hand to you, one that is going to be coming at you extraordinarily fast, because you've messed with my family, period. So, but I agree with the concept of it. Initially, you'll probably have to band in with people that you're of like minds with. Now, if you're in a certain situation where you're at work or you're at a social gathering or whatever, you're doing a function or you're out doing whatever, and there's a bunch of people in there, and there's, you know, a smattering of different ethnicities in there, and it's like, okay, well, there's all these people from all these ethnic backgrounds. You know, there's white, Hispanic, Asian, black, everything. It's just everyone's all piled in there. Someone's going to rise to the top at some point to become the de facto leader of the group, and then people are going to start to do stuff. And everyone's going to be a group at that point, and it's not going to be a color issue. But if you happen to be out on your own, or you've been bugged in for a while, and you decide to sneak out of your hole, and you're walking down the street, and you see a gang of black dudes, and you're a white guy, you know, you might be apprehensive on approaching those guys, not because they're necessarily racist, just because you're an unknown entity to them, and you're from a different culture. If I walked up as a white guy to a sect of skinhead neo-Nazi guys, some Aryan guys, they'll probably shoot first and ask questions later, because I'm not bald and I don't have swastikas tattooed all over my body. So even though I'm white, that doesn't buy me any grace with these guys. You know, I'm just as bad to them as anybody else. So be it. You know, because I'm not part of their little world. Now, if I was bald-headed and I come up and I had swastikas tattooed on me, and they saw that, they'd be like, "What's up? Come on in. Let me take you to the boss." You know, that would be different. You know, If you're black and you see a bunch of black guys, yeah, you want to welcome them. If you're from Latino descent and you walk up and you see a bunch of Latinos, then you can probably walk in because you guys have similar cultures. Everyone's got a similar culture, so you can kind of slide into that area a lot easier if you haven't already come up with a group that you're accompanied with. So I do kind of agree with that to a point. It doesn't affect me personally because I'm not going to accept anybody into my group unless it's from a position of power. I'm not going to be accepting somebody from a position of necessity. Oh, you need a doctor, do you? Nope, we're good. Everyone here is healthy. Whoa. I like Tim. I don't know you. Sometimes you might have to change the field around a little bit. And I say that, and that's kind of a harsh thing, but hey, if this guy's going to give me a hard time and he's going to try to bleed me dry of all my resources so the rest of my people starve, or are undefended, or were kept captive, or whatever, to take care of the one person, if I can drop them off on somebody's doorstep and they'll be tended to, and they're just going to have to be, subservient to their ways, then I'll drop them off there. It's like dropping off in the emergency room, but they got to work off their debt. Sorry about that, bro. Unless you want me to put a bullet in you instead, then I'll oblige you that way, or I'll drop you off if those are an option. If there's no other option, either let you sit here and suffer to death because this douchebag doctor won't help you because I'm not willing to, sacrifice the rest of my camp to help one person. I'm going to give you a quick painless death, and that doctor is going to understand real quick that I ain't playing around. And as a matter of fact, there probably won't be a doctor left standing there. If I can't have you and you're not going to be willing to help me and mine, then guess what? You're not going to help nobody now. You're done. That might seem kind of petty to a lot of people, but, if you're living in a world like that, it's like, if you're not for me, you're against me. If you're not going to help out somebody that's in need, then that means you're not a worthwhile person, so I'm going to go ahead and take you out of the equation, because if I don't stop you now, you're probably going to hurt me later. You're going to go back, tell your buddies about me, now they're going to come down and hunt down me and mine. You're not going to make it home. By the time they find your dead remains, I'll be hundreds of miles away from there. So that's kind of the thought process, unfortunately. So you got to be very, very careful whom you hook up with. Now, as far as he did a blurb on looting versus scavenging. Well, I thought that was pretty universal myself. Obviously, looting is robbing somebody. Robbing a motherfucker that's got a shop or something. You're stealing from them. Scavenging is something that's been set. It has no de facto owner, and so anything that you take from it, you've acquired from wreckage or something that's left in ruin or abandoned. Simple enough. So, yeah, I'm an acquisitionist. You scavenge as an acquisitionist. As an acquisitionist, looting is kind of a gray area. If there's a person there, one person, and they've got a whole supermarket of food locked down, and I've got 10 people back here, and I need some food and water and formula or whatever, dude, you can join our group, have our protection, have use of our doctor, and give up squatting rights in this stuff, and we'll load up all the food, take it back to our place along with you, and you can become a member of our society, or I'm going to take your stuff. I'll leave you enough that you can survive on, but I'm going to take what I need from my people. Is that looting? Is that marauding? Perspective. All matter of perspective. Now, one of the things he talked about was currency. And he went on about soaps and gas and all kinds of stuff. I won't get into all of that. He had like 10 different things. One currency. One. Bullets. Ammunition is the only currency. He did actually mention ammunition. I glossed over it really quickly. Ammo is the only currency. If you get the opportunity at an auction or something and you pick up a gun of a caliber you don't have, and it happens to have some ammo with it, and you can pick it up at a cheap price, buy it. Stick it off to the side. I don't give a crap if it's a crappy high point. I don't give a crap what it is. You know, even if it's the same caliber of what you have, and you can pick it up for little or nothing, and it doesn't really cost you anything, and you can live without that 20 or 50 or $100, depending on what it is. All right, get it. Stick it in a shoebox. Throw it in the bottom of your dresser, whatever. Even if it takes some of the same ammo you have, buy a little extra ammo for it. Buy a box, 50 rounds. Yeah, now you have a little high point 9mm. Well, somebody in your family gets sick, and a doctor's like, I need something good, and you ain't got nothing for him, because he doesn't want gold and silver. You can't eat that crap. Can't kill game with that. Bullets, I can shoot game. I can hunt. I can defend myself against, onslaught of zombies. I can defend myself against marauders. I can use it to trade with somebody else, like a doctor, and give them that cheap crap gun, to take care of some of my friends and family or myself whenever wounded. Yeah. There's powerful bargaining tools when it comes to ammunition. Weapons are always going to be a good barter tool. Weapons and ammo. Ammo is more important than weapons, because person runs out of ammo, at some point they're just going to drop that weapon. You're going to find empty guns littered the streets at certain aspects, because there's just nothing to go inside of them. Like look at Eli. It's like everyone had fracking guns. Like, ain't nobody got no ammo. Well, he had some, and all you need is a little bit. A little goes a long way. So, and that's one of the things, is you just want to make sure you have plenty of ammo, so if you need to do it, if you have odd calibers, you get a chance to buy a bunch of crap that even if it's not for anything that you have, pick it up just in case. It might be a barter tool. Instead of buying junk gold and silver, buy bullets. Buy the most popular bullets. If you're a 45 ACP guy and you hate 9mm, buy 9mm bullets anyway. Don't be stupid. Everybody has a fracking 9mm. You don't even need to have the gun. All you need is to have the bullets. Because you're going to find somebody that's got a 9mm, like myself, and it's like, yeah, I'll trade you some 45 ACP for 9, or I'll trade you this, this smoked deer haunch for some 9mm. Sure. Oh yeah, I got a doctor here. Oh, your buddy's got a broken leg? We'll have him to set it. We'll give you some antibiotics. Give us some of those 9mm. Not a problem. Bartering is useful when you have things that people need, and people want to protect themselves. People want to feel safe. And the way you feel safe in a world like that is with one of these. You have to have a gun, and you have to have the functionality of the gun. Having a gun without ammo is just having a very, very interesting looking paperweight or a really pretty club. So you have to make sure you have what you need for it, and be ready to bargain and barter. So that's just one of the things to think about. That's some of the food for thought. Is ammunition is the best currency in any survival situation, especially a zombie apocalypse, because you'll be using those, because it's a war of attrition. There's going to be a lot more zombies than you have bullets. So the more bullets you have, the better off you'll be. And if nothing else, you can kill out a swath of zombies and have free reign to walk around and acquire food and water and other stuff that you need, because you had the ammunition to go do it. Again, this is Shaun of the Dead. As always, please subscribe. And as always, stay on topic, keep it polite, but give me your feedback.